So now we are at part number 3 of experiment number 2. In this part, we will be talking about Kirchhoff's voltage law and Kirchhoff's current law. Let's begin with Kirchhoff's voltage law. Kirchhoff's voltage law states that in any closed loop, if we add the voltages across different components in that loop, then the sum should be 0. So we will try to understand Kirchhoff's voltage law with the help of this circuit. In this circuit, we can identify 3 different loops. We'll pick any loop. Let us pick this one, this loop. In this loop, we can see that we have several components. What are those components? R4, R3, and this voltage source. So the sum of the voltages across all of these components should be equal to 0. Now, in order to introduce the notations that we usually use when we are talking about loops and different voltages within that loop, let us spend some time. So I would say that we will represent this loop, the one that is highlighted on your screen, by this notation. I would start with A, for example, then I would write D, then I would write C, then E, F, and A again. Why have I written these letters? Because I am assuming that I am beginning from here at this point, and then I am moving in this loop like this. So that's why when I come back at A, I complete the loop. And in the path of this loop, I found D, C, E, F, and A. All of these are nodes, okay, different nodes. So that's why I will always represent the loop using the node names. And a loop will always begin and end at the same node. That's why we have A at the beginning as well as at the end. Okay, now let's repeat the statement of the KVL. KVL says that the sum of all voltages around any closed loop should be equal to 0. Now, what are the different voltages that could be present in this loop? These voltages are usually represented by this notation. For example, VAD. What does this mean? This means the voltage across the resistance R4. Why across the resistance R4? Because R4 is the component that lies between the nodes A and D. In other words, we can say the voltage VAD is the voltage difference between node A and node D. Similarly, I have two nodes D and C, and the voltage between these two nodes will be represented by VDC. What about VCE? VCE is the voltage between the two nodes C and E. Now, interestingly, in this particular case, C and E are the same nodes, right? Because there is no component in between C and E. So if we happen to come across such a situation, then we can easily say that this voltage is equal to 0 volts. So VCE will be equal to 0 volt because there is no component in between, and for all practical purposes, both C and E are the same thing, are the two names for the same node. Okay, now what are the other nodes in this path or in this loop? It is E and F. Okay, so we will talk about VEF. Then we have VFA. What about VFA? Again, we can identify that both A and F are the two names for the same thing. So again, VFA will be equal to 0 volts. Anyways, so let me repeat this thing again. KVL says that the sum of the voltages across the components in a particular closed loop should be equal to 0. Now we have successfully identified the different voltages in this loop. What are those voltages? VAD, VDC, VCE, VEF, and VFA. Now if I add all of these voltages, their sum should be equal to 0. And this is what we are going to verify in this experiment. For this purpose, we will have to record these voltages in a particular table. Let me move to that table. It is in the next page. Okay, here is the table number 5, voltage measurements. So what we have to do is use multisim to record all of these voltages: VAB, VBC, VAD, VDC, VBD, and VAC. So all of these are different voltages that are present in this circuit. Okay. For example, let me point out this voltage VBD. This is the voltage that is present between these two nodes VBD. Okay. So we are recording all of these voltages in order to verify the KVL. Now, when it comes to verification of the KVL, what are we supposed to do? We will follow the same method here that we have done. We will identify all the voltages in a particular loop and we will simply add them. And as I said in the beginning, that there are different loops in this circuit. There's 3 different loops that are present in this circuit. For example, this one, the one that I have already highlighted. Then there is another loop. Let me use another color. So this one, the outer loop here. This is another loop, and I have a third loop also, which is this one. So I can verify KVL on all of these 3 different loops. Not just that, I can actually select any closed path by using these node names. For example, if I say what will be the total voltage, the sum of the voltage in this path, which path? BDCB. Okay, let me repeat it. BDCB. What does that mean? It means that if I start from point B, from node B, and I come back to node B in this way, and first I go to D, then to C, and then come back to B. So if I measure the voltages VBD, VDC, and VCB, and I add them, then again according to KVL it should be equal to 0. This is very interesting because BDCB, if you look at it physically, it does not appear like a loop, right? But in fact, this KVL is applicable on this thing because VBD actually refers to this part of the loop, and the rest, which is DC and CB, refers to this part of the loop. So in effect actually we have, by BDCB, we have actually added the voltages around this loop, in this loop. Okay, let us keep it simple. So in short, we can say that if I have any situation like this, let me write it like this. For example, A, B, D, A. Again, we have started from A and we have stopped at A. So KVL can also be verified in this path or in this loop. Okay, let's move to the table. Okay guys, so here we have VAB, VBC, AD, DC, BD, and AC. We can use all of these quantities to verify KVL, and in order to do that, we will have to go to table number 8. In table number 8, 4 different loops are given. 4 different loops are given. So let's talk about the first loop. It is ABCEFA. What does ABCEFA means? It simply means that we are talking about adding VAB, VBC, VCE, VEF, and VFA. When we will add them, ideally the sum should be equal to 0 because it's a closed loop. Remember, we are starting from A and we are stopping at A. Okay, so to prove that, we will need all of these voltages. Do we have all of these voltages? Yes, we have all of these voltages. We have already recorded them. VAB, VBC, for example, let me show here. VAB, VBC are here, and similarly all other voltages are also there. If you do not find any other voltage here, it means those voltages can be easily determined by just observing the circuit. For example, VFA. Remember, VFA was equal to 0. Why? Because A and F are the 2 names for the same node. So with this we end the description of the KVL. Now let's move to